the most unconventional way to make so much wealth. I want to talk about this because I'm watching this unfold for a couple of my clients, and I feel like somebody in this space could highly benefit from this type of coaching, this type of conversation. So if you are somebody who's like, I know that I was put on this green earth to make unconventional wealth, to make so much money, to actually create so much value, so much impact, but you feel like you're floundering a bit. You feel like you're like, okay, God, go ahead, tell me what to do. Go ahead, give me the signal. Go ahead, I'm ready, I'm surrendering. And you feel like every single day it's a bit of a Groundhog's Day. You're like, okay, I don't really know what I should be doing, what I should be focusing on. This is some coaching and some advice that I gave to one of my clients that probably about 3 months ago was in the same phase. She was doing a rebrand. She was pivoting. She was like trying to figure out like, where is my space? Where am I supposed to be the leader? And that frequency of like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to make money will do nothing but fucking spiral you. Okay. So how do we get out of that frequency? How do we get into the frequency of people finding you, binging your stuff and being like, fuck, I want to hire her or I want to hire him. Like, I want to be a part of what they're doing. It is not just a switch that is flipped in your mind. It is your identity and who you are being. So let me explain this, okay? When she came in, my client came in, she was like, maybe I should start a podcast. And I was like, And again, I'm not one to project onto my clients. I'm not the type of coach that's going to tell you like, no, do it my way. Like, I don't create carbon copies of my business because it's my business. It's my spark. It's who I am meant to be. And that is not for you. This is the like biggest shadow side of hiring a coach is you can easily become a fucking carbon copy of them and their business and their business model. I don't do that because I know that shadow side. But what I do is I started to ask her questions. I started to pull back the layers of where was their fear? Like, what were we not touching that we didn't want? Don't look over here. Let's look over here. And so as I'm asking her these questions, I recognized I had this moment of like, oh my God. And this might sound for some of you guys, you might even get triggered, but I was like, you have to lose weight. And she was like, wait, what? I was like, you have to lose the weight. And this led to a whole conversation around how she was taking care of herself, how she was leading herself, how she was breaking promises every single day to herself and letting her ego completely sabotage her ability to take care of her own body, her own vessel. It's like, well, but my husband won't like this new diet plan, or what if these people judge me, or this is going to be inconvenient, or if I do this, what if these people, what if my husband has to make his own meals for himself? What if somebody judges me? That is the edge. The fear is like, what will other people say? If you're constantly going out with friends, having drinks, grabbing meals out, and all of a sudden you're taking your health seriously, and all of a sudden you're the friend who's like, no, I'm not going to order the drinks. No, I'm not going to order the greasy fries. No, I actually don't eat out anymore. All of a sudden, there's an identity shift that's happening, not just a physical shift, but there's an identity shift that happens behind that, where it's like, wait, now I don't actually fit in with the tribe. You do realize like we're tribal beings. You want to be a part of something. So when you voluntarily say like, oh, I'm actually going to focus on my health. I'm going to focus on my weight. I'm going to focus on fueling my body with good nutrition. I'm going to focus on cleansing my body and getting rid of any type of mold and parasites and candida. Like, I'm going to focus on taking care of my vessel. Do you know who fucking gets triggered by that? The people who you choosing comfort was keeping them comfortable. The only person that gets triggered with you taking care of yourself is the person who you are holding up a mirror towards. Of like, wait, why all of a sudden are you doing this? Why all of a sudden are you taking care of yourself? Why all of a sudden are you losing weight? Right? So we had to calibrate her identity through this process. It wasn't as simple as like, just eat better. And this is like, again, another shadow side of even health coaches. It's like, just track your macros and eat better. Yes. And most women actually like trauma eat. Most women hold on to weight because of the internalized trauma experiences, some type of anchor that they've had in their past, and they're protecting themselves. So we have to do nervous system work behind this to make sure that you feel safe in your body to release the weight, right? And so as she's doing this, as she's losing the weight, do you know what ends up happening? She ends up getting a scholarship for different certificates where she's now becoming accredited to be a coach, right? So all of a sudden, again, this is how God works. When you start to not break promises to yourself, when you start to take care of your body, when you start to prioritize your health, when you start to hold your own internal standard and not fucking bend on it, do you know what happens? Energetically, your frequency starts to skyrocket. Even if in a week you're not seeing results, in 2 weeks you're not seeing results, 3 weeks you're not really seeing results, maybe a little bit here and there, but do you know what happens on a frequency level? All of a sudden, your self-leadership, you have skyrocketed to a new frequency, which means now you are an open vessel for new ideas, new opportunities. Now things that you would not have even noticed, you start to notice because you are in a different frequency. You think money is all about like, if I can build the brand and I can add the value and I can get the clients in, then I will make the money. Well, yes, that's one path, but you're fucking infinite potential. Like you have so many different ways that you could attract ideas, opportunities, serendipities. You could freaking walk through a casino, put $5 in and win $1 million. Like there are infinite possibilities for you. So the idea that it has to be this one linear path is what's actually creating so much rigidity behind how money flows into your life, how you become your wealthiest version of yourself. But do you know what the catalyst for that is? It is your health. It is you taking care of your body, because there's one thing that you have full fucking control over. It is what you're putting in your mouth. It is what you're consuming with your eyes, what you're listening to with your ears. Nobody is forcing you to eat certain things. Nobody's forcing you to drink certain things. And I know this might sound harsh, but this is the truth. You have to realize that you are the one who is choosing this comfort, this dopamine hit of like, if I just eat this, then I'll feel better for that moment, but it fucking spirals you. And so when we start to value your health, how you feel in your body, what ends up happening? Oh my gosh, you go to bed and you're like, yeah, maybe I'm a little uncomfortable because I'm in a bit of a calorie deficit. It's uncomfortable. I get it. But you're not going to die, and you held a promise to yourself. Okay, I'm not going to eat that crap that makes me feel awful anymore. I'm not going to bring the bag of chips onto the couch while I'm binging Netflix anymore. I'm not going to do that thing. I'm not going to grab the glass of wine after a long day anymore. Why? Because I want to be the best version of me. Not because you're trying to prove shit to anybody. Nobody cares. Like, I wish I could like nail this into your head. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's clapping for you. Nobody's out here validating you. Nobody's out here giving you significance, but you care. And that's the wild part. You have to care enough to stop breaking promises to yourself. And the minute you start doing this with your own health, watch how everything else ripples. It is literally like the tide that raises all ships. When you start taking care of yourself, watch what happens with your intimacy with your partner. He can thank me now. Watch what happens with when you throw on the clothes and all of a sudden they're a little baggy and you're like, oh, what happens with your confidence then? What happens with you showing up online then? What happens with the way that you get ready then? What happens with the way that you articulate your transformation then? What happens with the way that you impact other people's lives then? You think it is something outside of you, but it is all within you. And it is a frequency of saying, you know what? I can fucking do this. I can do this. I know it's a new edge. I know it's going to be uncomfortable. Your comfort zone, I posted this in my stories today. Your comfort zone is like poison to your desires. You cannot, for the life of you, create substantial change in your life from your comfort zone. Sorry, not sorry. But this is the thing, is if you have a fucked up perception of discomfort, if you think discomfort is suffering and it's painful and it's so hard, you will avoid it like the plague. But if you change the meaning you have around discomfort, which is what I did with my client, we changed the meaning around discomfort. We pulled out every excuse that her ego wanted to say as to why she could not, and created the alternate statement as to why she fucking could. What hard conversations had to happen? Okay, go have them. What had to get thrown out of the kitchen? Great, go do it. What schedule had to be implemented? Great, write it down. Like, there is a level of self-leadership that will get activated, and this will be your favorite animal. You will be your favorite fucking animal when you activate this, because you will become unstoppable. You are not waiting for other people to clap for you to tell you that you should keep going. This is when you're in a race and literally like everyone else around you is getting exhausted, and you're like, I fucking love running. I'm good. Like, I'm not waiting for anyone around me to keep up with me. I'm just going. And this is where people will look at you like, are you delusional? Like, how are you doing this? And you're like, I actually completely changed my relationship with discomfort. I made discomfort mean growth, and I'm addicted to growth. I'm addicted to becoming this next version of me. I'm addicted to doing it messy. I'm addicted to holding the leading edge. I know that true growth and evolution is met on that leading edge. That's it. We have to redefine how you think about discomfort. You've had moments in your life where you're like, oh, that was uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, they judged me. But you made that mean something. And now it has its power over you. Right? If some fucking loser on the internet projects onto you and says like, oh, who are you to do this? It's like, if you make that mean something about you, you've lost the game. You've lost the plot. I give zero fucks what anybody on the internet thinks about me, because I'm not here for somebody who's sitting on the sidelines. I'm here for the women who are in the fucking arena, doing the big things, creating the big things, hungry for the next thing. Like, you have a mountain of success and proof behind you, and you're like, fuck, I'm just getting started though. That's who I'm here for. And so like, I'm unbothered by anyone else's opinion, right? But that's a muscle, that's a skill set of really understanding how to detach from anyone else's projection, how to fucking boomerang and swing it right back to them. Like, anybody who hates on me on this platform, which I'm sure there is, I don't feel it. It doesn't penetrate me. And so these are the muscles that get to be built, but you get to lead yourself with your health. If you don't know where to start and you want to make money on the internet, it is not buying another digital product or another digital course or another digital coach. It is starting with yourself and your self-leadership, because what happens from there is God starts to play in your life. And this is the fucking superpower, is miracles start to happen in your life. The idea, the serendipity, the, oh my gosh, I should post this. The, oh my gosh, I should create content around this. Oh my gosh, I should talk about this. Oh my gosh, I should create something behind this. Oh my gosh, my audience is really responding to this. Like, I'm going to keep leaning in. This is how you create millions from your phone, from your home. Like, it's not that deep, but yet we want to jump into the product and the thing that I'm launching, and this is how I'm going to do it. You have to start with yourself and let God work. Let him cook. And this is where you will see just how abundant this world is. You are not taking from anybody else with you being in overflow. I would actually venture to say this, and I don't know who, there's somebody live who needs this message. You are actually taking by not showing up on this platform. You are taking by not being in full expression of yourself. You dimming your light, you not speaking, you not expressing yourself, you not sharing who you are, the magic you've walked through, the magic you create for other people is robbing other people of your gift that God is flowing through you. It's time. Stop being scared. Stop pushing God's hand away and saying, no, not that. No, not that. No, not that. Like, it's time for you to step into your greatness, and not in some bullshit motivational way, but truthfully, like, it feels scary. I know it. Like, it feels a little bit dysregulating. It should. In a world that's telling you that your nervous system should always feel calm and regulated, it shouldn't as an entrepreneur. Like, you're always on the leading edge, which means you're always doing the unknown. And again, going back to the relationship that you have with the unknown, it means you redefine how you feel in your body with the unknown. Oh my gosh, I'm on the edge of the unknown, which means infinite possibilities are wide open for me. What do you mean that this is where God gets to play in my life? What do you mean I get to play business? What do you mean I get to connect in with the most incredible humans? What do you mean I get to express my consciousness and that attracts incredible humans into my world? What do you mean? That's where we start to play and bend reality. Okay? All right. Start with yourself. That's the whole premise of this. Start with yourself, start with your health, double down on yourself. Like, you take care of your body, you feel good in your body, something magical happens for women, especially. You all of a sudden will become unstoppable. Not because someone else is telling you, like, no, you're really good at this, you should really go for it. You're like, no, because I fucking kept the promise, and look, I dropped the weight. And look, I feel great in my body. And look, I'm fucking strong. And look, I'm actually a walking embodiment of what I fucking say. Because I will tell you this, you cannot fake self-leadership when it comes to building muscle and taking care of your body. You can buy skinny in a syringe all day long now, but you cannot fake self-leadership. You cannot fake building muscle, caring for your body, putting in good nutrition. You can see it in people's skin, in their hair. You can see it all over them, right? Like, this is where you get to start to walk this. And this is the coolest part. And then I'll leave you with this because I could go all day long. This is the coolest part. It'll literally take 90 days max. Your brain is going to be like, oh my gosh, this is going to take so long. No, it won't. It will literally take 90 fucking days of you being all in. You being 100% focused on, like, you know what? I'm all in on me. I'm going to be the most selfish version of me, and not in the way that society has told you, like, oh, that's so selfish. How dare you take time for yourself? Bitch, you better take time for yourself because you cannot pour from an empty cup, especially if you're a mother, if you're a spouse, if you're a leader. Your cup better be full. Okay? So I'm going to need you to double down on you and then watch the ripple effect of that. Okay? Okay. I love you. I'm proud of you. Keep fucking going. Come into my DMs if you need support. Other than that, I will see you later. All right. See ya.